Hey everyone, how are we all doing? Okay, so before we get started, everything I say in this video is my opinion, mine alone. Please feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. With that being said, let's just dive into this video, shall we? Okay, so here's my question. Is this the end of Shane Dawson on YouTube? It recently came about that he may be moving to Colorado to be nearer to Ryland's parents and family. Ryland recently put out 2 videos, one of them being "We're moving, not clickbait," and "our new house tour." So I'm not sure if the house tour was meaning they actually bought it or they were considering to buy it. I'm a little bit lost with it. But it kind of insinuates that they already bought it. And then you've got to ask yourself, how would Shane actually feel about moving away from his mum then? Because he's pretty close to her. And there's probably a million reasons why Shane would leave YouTube. It's kind of ironic really, because the thing that made him is actually what's destroyed him. And who would have known that would happen? Now, I started watching Shane around 2 to 3 years ago, when he did the Eugenia Coney docu-series, is it? And I really enjoyed his content. I enjoyed the one on Jake Paul, the one on Tana, Eugenia obviously, the Jeffree Star and the Conspiracy Palette, which is on the shelf behind me. But when you look back, a lot of his content wasn't the best. And when I say wasn't the best, today it would never have been done. Never. It wouldn't have been accepted in any way whatsoever. But back in 2005, it was. And he also done some of this content with a woman of colour. Now, I was looking through some information today to make sure I get all my facts correct. And I came across a clip that I haven't seen before. So I'm just going to slip that last clip in by here.
Comments that are like this, where they talk about the blackface, Shane's racist past, and my stance on it. Shane felt super uncomfortable, having never said that word before. He's like, oh my God, it's still doing here. I'm like, for me, Jamaican Shauna, without a full appreciation, I think, of the impact of that word in the context of this country. I thought it was hilarious. This confident, successful young guy who was my friend was afraid of a word. I'm like, is this a word? And it was a joke. I wanted to understand why he was so uncomfortable by this word. I understand it now. Like, I get it now, having lived here longer, having had actual racist encounters in real life. But I didn't get it then, so I thought, this is hilarious that he's freaked out by a little word. It's just a word, Jane.
Now, I don't remember Shane doing content with this person, but there are people out there who probably do. And to me, this puts a whole new spin on things, because she kind of pressured him into doing this stuff. And like I said, things were different back then. It was more acceptable. we as humans have grown and have come to terms with the fact that this stuff is no longer acceptable. That is no longer welcome on any platform. And rightly so too. But take a look at Shane's content. And I do believe that over the years he's grown with the times. And he's changed with the times. And I don't believe that he should be held. This should always be held against him until the day's in the ground. This stuff was done. It's in the past. We've moved on. As people, we have moved on. Back then, Shane's audience found it funny. Now, if we were watching it, we are likely to not be laughing. And that is because we have grown. And we know better. And we try to do better. And I don't understand why Shane isn't also given this privilege to be allowed to grow, to be allowed to do and be better. Okay, so I know there's been a number of theories about how Shane Dawson is going to come back. There was the docu-series of him finding a surrogate and starting a family. There was a docu-series about them planning and getting married and coming back with their wedding video. And more recently, there has been talk of a docu-series that talks about the Free Britney movement. We never know. One of these things could still be possible. Or he may never come back. All honesty, it'd be quite a shame if he didn't. Because he is extremely entertaining. And I just wonder, how long do people want to hold this over his head? When do you think it is acceptable to move on from the past? What are your thoughts on all of this? What do you think Shane's going to do? Do you think we should be allowed to move on from it now? Do you think Shane should be allowed to move on from it now? And do you think that he's grown or he's changed in any way? I've shared my opinion with you. Now it's your turn to share with me. Please leave a comment down below. Please like, share and subscribe, and I shall see you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.